Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hobbits. Today, looking at some more beer. That's Hazy. Look at that bright banger. Ooh, that smelled nice. From Omnipollo's Church. Henok from Omnipollo was kind enough to send me some more cans of his awesome beers. You're spoiling me, man. He also messaged me today. There's some more coming in, which is a Monkish collab. And I also got a bottle of Church Amon-Ra that's going to be cracked before the new year, I hope, with just Michael. I'm stoked on that beer. But this one also sounds really awesome. So this is a double IPA, hazy double IPA, that is made for the Eighth State's 5th anniversary. The Eighth State, very famous brewery, mainly for their big beers, their big stouts and pastry beers. But besides the Eighth State, it's also a collab with Brujos and Troon. And it's called Graveyard Shift. I don't even know what I'm doing next Friday. And it just says hoppy double IPA on the can. That's nice. It doesn't say double dry hopped. It doesn't say triple. Oh, that just says a hoppy double IPA. It doesn't even say hazy. 8.2%. So this one features Citra, Nelson, and Rakau. So Rakau, as far as I remember, fairly like plummy, stone fruity forward hop with that Southern Hemisphere funk to it. But yeah, it looks really nice. I mean, again, this is the color I want in my hazies most of the time. Very pin bright, very yellow. Oh, that was out of frame. And saturated looking. There's a lot of hops in this, and you can see that. Like, it just looks crazy intensely hazy. And I'm sure the hopping rates is very, very high with this one. But yeah, it looks nice. It's got a nice bright white head as well. Let's check out the aroma. Oh, dude, I took this out of the fridge and let it sit for 20 minutes, maybe more, 30 or so. It was just ice cold because it was standing right next to a frozen brisket I'm defrosting for cooking because it's the holiday season and I got time now. But it took a lot of temperature from that for some reason, so it was ice cold. So I had it out for a while, and I'm glad I did. This is so bright, but it's also a very big juice bomb. I'm getting loads of Nelson on the nose right now. Really bright, singy, zesty kind of character. And loads of passion fruit and gooseberry. And maybe even more gooseberry than grape. And I think it really depends on the crop of Nelson. Citra really plays through. Bright, zesty, dank, tropical fruitiness. A bit of like pineapple, but also some slightly sweeter tropical fruit, maybe some mango or something like that. And the stone fruit characteristics from Rakau definitely there too. It's also like got a like minty vibe. Yeah, there's definitely some stone fruit, probably amplified by yeast. Smells really damn dope. Smells Southern Hemisphere like, which I like. So I love Southern Hemisphere hops. Let's try it. Cheers, and thanks a ton to Henok and the Omnipollo Church team for the beer. So I'm not saying this just because Henok sent me a can. I really think Omnipollo's Church is putting out some of the best hazy IPA in Europe at the moment. Like, they are so close to the American counterparts, if not really equally as good. Big, bright hop bombs. And it's really funny because you can tell this is a sweet beer. This is a high finishing gravity, but it's okay because it's so saturated in hoppiness that you need that sweetness to balance it for it not to be too dry, because it's so popping and dense in the hop flavor. It's interesting. It seems like the sweetness of the hazy goes hand in hand with like the extreme amount of hops that people use in it, because there needs to be a balancing factor with sweetness in these bigger hazies. And like some classic, I think some like run-of-the-mill hazies these days, they play too much on, like, they play really on the yeast character, and then they're sweet because they're mashed high for full bodies and everything. But then you don't have the intensity of hops to help balance it, because if you don't have that like kind of some hop bite or whatever to balance out the hops and just like heavy saturation and dryness from hops, it gets too sweet because they're beers that are already fairly sweet. You need that like big sing of hops to make a hazy, I think, that is double, well, sometimes also even singles, more drinkable. Because, yeah, there needs to be a balance of sorts, even in extreme beer like this. And the balance here is the sweetness with a crazy heavy dry hop. This was packaged, well, it was packaged around mid-December, around the 15th, I think, because that was when Henok messaged me. So around the 15th of December, meaning that it's not even, it's maybe max 2 weeks now, but it's just awesome. Bright Southern Hemisphere characters, loads of Nelson on the flavor. I'm getting loads of gooseberry on this one. There's definitely also lots of passion fruit. There's definitely lots of pineapple. Then the sweetness in the beer transitioned into this like sweeter tropical fruit flavor, almost like a little bit of like a slightly candied edge to it that's cut by like bright, drying, like spicy, minty flavors, although it's like light on the mintiness and heavy on fruitiness. I guess it's the green note people often talk about, because to me that's often herby, because hops are herbs, technically, aren't they? They're flowers. But yeah, Citra is there as well, and then there's a lot of stone fruit, loads of stone fruit to me, like apricot, peaches. There's like almost like a little bit of a peach cobbler type. Not maybe not peach cobbler, because that's like with brown sugar. But there's like kind of canned peaches. Yeah, fruit cocktail, canned fruit cocktail, where the majority of the fruit is tropical or stone fruit. But that's somewhat on flavors. So loads of gooseberry. There's bright pineapple, passion fruity vibes. There's diesel-y dankness for sure as well. There's actually a lot of diesel on this one. There's lots of stone fruit, apricot, kind of peaches. Again, like because of the sweetness in the beer, there, and I guess also yeast character, you get that sweet kind of stone fruity character, which is like the canned fruit cocktail type thing. And then some mintiness, some kind of grassiness. There's a lot of layers to it, which is really nice. And then it's all like full sweet, but also drying on the same time, where you get that balance with heavy hops and sweeter yeast forward beer. But in terms of grade, banging stuff here. 96, 90, yeah, I think 95, 96, something like that. I think it's world-class haze. It's just dope. I'd love to try a non-double, not like a more sessionable format, but like these beers excel at massive flavors and intensity, so you know they are awesome in in these kind of formats. That's usually if you want exploding in your face haze, you get the doubles or the triples. I prefer the doubles, but I love the singles if I'm drinking haze. Although I don't drink that much haze anymore, but if I'm drinking haze, I want it like this with loads of saturated hop flavor. Because, yeah, I think there is some kind of balance in that with a beer that's style is to the sweeter side. But yeah, really, really good. Yeah, 95, 96, world class. I still think my favorite is 3x3 of the newer hazies from the church. But this is still fucking dope. So, yeah, if you guys had a chance to try the Omnipollo 8th State Brujos and Troon Graveyard Shift, I don't even know what I'm doing next Friday. Let me know what you thought of it. Really good stuff. Get it now whilst it's really fresh. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And thanks a ton to Henok and the Omnipollo team for the beer. And I'm going to say cheers and see you guys in another beer review.